My birth rate decline discussion is taking me to Poland, and I'm going to start with what happened last year. And I'm doing so because this is mirroring exactly what is going on in red states with their reproductive freedoms being squashed. Near total abortion ban discourages people from having children, say majority in Poland. This was written back in 2022. Just over half the people in Poland believe that the recently introduced near total ban on abortion, which prevents women from terminating pregnancies even if a fetal defect is diagnosed in the fetus, has made people more reluctant to have children. Birth rates have indeed been plummeting, though that is a longer-term trend. The same poll also shows that the ban has caused a polarization in the views on abortion, encouraging a growing number to favor a more liberal law, but also increasing the size of the small minority who want tougher rules that would bar termination in cases of rape or if the pregnancy threatens the mother's life or health. So that first article was October 2022. Then this came out November 22. Politician links Poland's low birth rate to women who drink as much as men. Doesn't this sound like a Fox News op-ed? The leader of Poland's ruling party caused a stir at home and abroad after he claimed the country's low birth rate is caused by young women who drink as much as men do. The unsupported claims by Jarosław Kaczyński, a leader of Poland's Law and Justice Party, were swiftly denounced by women's rights groups and lawmakers inside and outside the country. If we see a continuation of the situation where, until the age of 25, young women drink as much as men their age, there will be no children. His reasoning set off a firestorm in a country where access to contraception is considered the worst on the continent, and its abortion restrictions are tougher than any other European country. A pregnancy can be terminated only in cases of incest and rape, or if the mother's life is in danger. But keep in mind, like I just said in the previous article, people were trying to toughen up on those restrictions, even if the mother's life is in danger. Now fast forward to this year. Poland's plummeting birth rate. Why are women thinking twice about motherhood? The birth rate in Poland has decreased by 40% over the last 30 years. For some, it's a positive sign, but for others, others fear the consequences further down the line. Currently, the birth rate in Poland is sitting at 1.38. There's a complex mix of factors. The story behind this phenomenon is complex. Factors such as economic uncertainty, a lack of job security, and social changing attitudes mean more women are choosing not to have children. Down at the bottom, other link the falling birth rate to Poland's restrictive abortion laws. This was from earlier this year. Under a third of Polish women aged 18 to 45 are planning to have children. Only 32% of women in Poland aged 18 to 45 say they are planning to have children, down from 41% in 2017. The new data from state research agency CBOS shows. The figures come after the introduction of the 2021 near total ban on abortion that many believe has made women less likely to want to get pregnant. Recent years have also shown the continual decline in Poland's fertility rate despite efforts by the government to boost the number of births. There will be a part 2. There is another article that I want to share. So this commenter says, she's American, living in Poland, and they are letting people die. It has caused massive riots in the streets because a few people didn't actually have to die. I went and found this article from June. It says thousands protest in Poland against strict abortion law after pregnant woman died of sepsis. Thousands of people demonstrated across Poland on Wednesday against the country's restrictive abortion law after a woman who was 5 months pregnant died of sepsis, the latest such death since the tightening of the law. Protesters vented their fury against the governing Law and Justice Party, or PIS, and the doctors who refuse to perform abortions even when a woman's life is at risk. There have been reported cases of hospitals that refuse to terminate pregnancies because of the presence of a fetal heartbeat, even when the women were in grave danger. The 33-year-old woman died last month in the John Paul II Hospital in Nowy Targ in southern Poland. It is a hospital in a deeply conservative region of the mostly Catholic nation. The hospital contains relics of late Polish Pope, and Polish media have reported that it never performs abortion on principle. The woman, Dorota Lalik, arrived there after her waters broke and was told to lie with her legs up, as the medics hoped her fluids would be reconstituted. She developed sepsis and died 3 days later. A protest was also held on Noe Targ, where the hospital issued a statement expressing the staff's condolences to the woman and insisting they did their best. Several women have now died after the Constitutional Court ruled in 2020 that women can no longer terminate their pregnancies in case of severe fetal deformities. Critics of the current laws also argue that another problem is doctors refusing to perform abortions on the grounds of moral conscience. Does that not sound like red states? And this article is from yesterday. Poland's demographic crisis is so bad that the birth rate just dropped to the lowest levels since World War II. The number of births dropped to 209,975 in the year through June, down almost 9% from the previous year. The failure to reverse Poland's demographic shift has attracted criticism from the opposition, which is trying to unseat the ruling Law and Justice Party in a parliamentary election expected in October. The party bolstered its marquee child benefit policy during the campaign this year, promising to boost monthly payments to families with children to about $200 a month. The benefit has brought support. The biggest opposition party has said it would introduce the increase earlier, though it's having little traction over the demographic shift as an aging workforce imposes increased pension costs and opens labor shortages. The rest of this article is talking about how Poland could fix its numbers with the proportion of foreigners coming in, but migration is a polarizing issue in Polish politics. It says, while a growing proportion of foreigners, including an influx of some 1.5 million Ukrainian refugees, is filling labor gaps, Poland would need to accept an additional 2.75 million working-age migrants by 2032 in order to hold the proportion of retirees to the workforce steady, according to a report by the Social Security Office in Poland. This definitely sounds like what will happen in the United States if we don't get our birth rate issues together. Poland refused to take in asylum seekers in 2015 and 2016 when the continent grappled with the tide of more than 1 million refugees from the Middle East and North Africa. At the same time, the number of work permits issued to migrants coming from outside Europe has surged. Watching global politics is so important because it shows you the repercussions of certain policies and how it impacts the birth rate and how the birth rate impacts everything else. But you guys go ahead, jump in the comments, tell me what you think, like, comment, share.